Uh, donated. It doesn't even say what you donated. It just says donated. Okay. A kidney stone? Oh, thank you so much for the kidney stones in Cujo. You don't sell kidney stones. They're useless, dude. Do you know what a kidney stone is? I think you do. Oh, what do you mean? Why would I donate it? No one wants kidney stones. That's gross. The big rock that comes out when you pee? Yeah, that's what a kidney stone is. Yeah, it like really hurts apparently. It's for people who drink like too much soda and shit. No, just soda. Just shit like soda. With too much sodium? Huh? Because you're no, I just assume because every time there's something about it, they're like screaming really loud when they're peeing. Like it's peeing a rock out of your dick. I assume that really hurts. You know what I mean? Okay. Is that really how it is? Just poop? Huh? They're still rocks, dude. Let go, yo. You don't have to donate in Cujo. You don't have to donate anymore in Cujo. It's okay. Okay. A mansion? You shouldn't have. What? Save that for yourself. Okay. With Mr. Beast inside, I saw. I don't know how to reply to that. Thank you for the free Mr. Beast, though. Okay. Uh huh. Okay. For what? Oh, I don't know. What did you sign out? I'm looking for stuff. Red flesh mushrooms. Yes. Okay. Mm, there's anything else. I got all of them. I can only craft two. So fuck. It's not enough. Gosh darn it. Okay, I know that. Where is this fat ass demon? He's an evil guy. Huh? Huh? Kind of a boss, yeah. My father is. So far. So, huh? Yeah, this is the shadow world. Yeah, I see everything. Awesome sauce. Now, do you see that big thing? That's what I'm gonna go kill. Uh-huh. They're annoying. It's big and so annoying. It's kind of a boss. Yeah, that doesn't power. Dude, this is like the most annoying major fight. It's the it's just so big and you can't see its attacks with anything. It's just stepping on you. Yeah, but it's hard to dodge. Yeah. Dude, can you stop? You fall already? Holy shit. Where's his face at? Die. It's been died. Listen. No. Okay, we got this thing. Why? Uh-huh. Okay. Just moan. Are you okay? Oh, okay. Just could you die for me? Stay for the sun. Cry for me. Cry for me. So far. Die for me. Cry for me. Actually, I know right now. Hey, big dumb dumb, come here. There's like 10 of them that you have to fight. Okay. Oh shit. Yeah, that's my friend. Or that's me again. Holy shit, he's hard. Yes, dude. They're so annoying to fight. He just has a lot of HP. He's full. Dang. Where's your head at? I see so much. So annoying. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. I hate this guy with all his HP and shit. That's a lot. Life or Dawn in 14 hours. Thank you. My God. Awesome sauce. Okay, I got everything I needed. My build is done. But there are no more bosses to fight. Oh wait, I guess there are. That's the whole point. Yeah, to use my build. Yeah, I saw that. Okay, okay. Next boss is a fatty. Huh? Kinda tanky, yeah. Oh, it's Castle Soul. Oh fuck, I have to clock in to work real quick. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. No, that's just my alarm. It wakes me up. But because that one isn't loud enough and it's not very disrupting. Whatever. I need something that will actually wake me up. Okay, okay. I'll be back. Hold on. Fucking. I'll switch you to my phone real quick. Hello, hello. Okay, let me fix my phone. Actually, no. She just said. Okay, meeting time. BRB. Okay. Hello. Oh, were you sleeping? I got fired. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's okay though. It's what I expected. I already have a few interviews lined up. Huh? Huh? Oh, well, yeah. I have more interviews lined up, and I know I could get the job if I actually tried. We sleep. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can go back to sleep. 2 hours. Okay, that's fine. I'll be here. Okay, sleep well. Sleep well. My love. Good night. I love you.
Starting off at the bottom, the Eclipse Shuttle, which this weapon gets the worst range and the worst damage out of all the curve swords. It also gets terrible speed as well. Like all these shuttles have curve swords, they just tend to have pretty bad range and damage. But the trade-off being is that it can bypass shields partially. You can do like 40% more damage through a shield with a weapon like this, which in PvE is just borderline useless because there are not many shielded enemies. But this weapon does have the unique skill for the Death Flare, which for 16 FP does buff the weapon with some more holy damage, roughly 65 holy damage, and 30 Death Flight buildup, which Death Flight is like the most useless stat effect in the entire game. It is just terrible. Even in PvP it sucks, which is the only place where it really works. The whole Death Flight stat effect just needed to be reworked. It's basically impossible to just balance an instant death mechanic, so it needed to work like a little bit differently in my opinion. But the weapon also does get the option of a follow-up attack after buffing for an additional 16 FP, and it does do like this little holy based AoE attack, which can do some nice damage, but it's like almost impossible to get off. So you have to use the buff just to be able to get to the AoE, and this whole animation is so long, it gets no high thrower, and this consumes way too much FP just to do like a holy damaging AoE, which in the base game is just not going to be that good at all. Number 18, the Spirit Sword, which is a new one from the DLC, does scale a bit of dexterity and intelligence, and it just straight up sucks. It gets the worst range out of all the curved swords, and it's to the point where like even daggers can get some more range in this thing, and also does get some very bad base damage with some terrible ass scalings. So I really don't even know why they decided to make this weapon to begin with, because even its unique skill kind of sucks, because it's not even that unique to begin with, it's just a reskinned version of the sword dance skill, but just worse because it's going to do less damage and just be more expensive. Now it actually does do a little bit of frost buildup, but if you go ahead and get a cold infused bandit's curve sword, you're going to get way more damage, way more frost buildup, more stance damage. It's so much better across the board. This thing just straight up sucks. Number 17, the shuttle. Now, as I was mentioning with the Eclipse shuttle, these weapons are going to have really bad range and just do really bad damage. But it is going to do some chip damage around some shields, which was pretty useful to have in the previous games when there were like a lot of shielded enemies that tended to block a whole bunch. And the funny thing is, in those games, this shuttle just didn't really have like a massive drawback in terms of damage. But in this game, it does for some reason. But yeah, this little passive effect that it does have is just useless in this game because all the enemies in this game that have a shield don't even use it that much. They literally use their shield to attack more than actually use to block with it. Like very rarely do you actually see an enemy that's like totaling behind a shield. Where having this little bit of chip damage is going to be so good to have. Like there are so many different types of attacks and skills that you can use that can just guard break enemies very easily. This passive effect doesn't really need to be a thing. So I just don't understand why they gave the shuttle just like the worst range and the worst damage out of all the infusible curve swords. Like the damage is really, really bad. Number 16, the Scimitar, which this weapon is not bad by any means. It's just your average curve sword, gets average damage and some average range. Does scale primarily off dexterity, and actually also gets a unique life attack combo. Now the thing is, it's not that unique as the Shampoo also gets the exact same moveset, but that one just gets more damage and more range, so it's going to be the better option with every single type of infusion. Now this one obviously can be quite a lot earlier in the game, so it might have its uses there, but the damage compared to a lot of other different types of dexterity curve swords that can be infused, it's just going to be on the lower end. And this unique light attack combo that it does have isn't even faster than the regular light attack combos. Like some parts of the two-handed light attack combo can just be slower, or some parts can be faster, and it kind of just balances out to be like the exact same speeds. Now one thing that it actually does have is that it lunges a little bit further, but it's not really that noticeable, where I'd want to pick this weapon over another one that just gets the different movesets but just way more damage. Number 15, the Falchion, which is just another average curve sword that can be infused. very similar to the scimitar, but it just scales better off of strength instead. Now the falchion and scimitar are like staple options throughout the entire Soul series, but in this game there's like thousands of other curve swords that can be infused, and the other ones just do more damage in this one. Like compared to all the other strength-based curve swords, the falchion isn't going to get as much damage, and some of these other curve swords can just be acquired just as early as the falchion too. Like the only reason you really want to use this is because you think it looks cool, or it was just like one of your favorite weapons from the previous games. Number 14, the Mantis Blade, which is definitely the biggest missed opportunity out of all the curve swords on this list. It is another curve sword that can be infused and actually does get some of the worst range out of all the curve swords, but actually does get some of the most damage with a dexterity build. In fact, the only curve sword that actually outdamages it with a dex build is the Bandit's curve sword. And now when you do actually have to farm for, where this one is a guaranteed drop, it could actually serve as a nice alternative, because the Mantis Blade does actually get the unique heavy attack that extends the weapon to be double the length, plus double the length of not much. He's still not going to be that crazy. It is actually going to turn it into like the longest curve sword in the game with this heavy attack. But the thing is, with regular curve sword attacks, they're going to do more damage because it is like a double hit, which is going to work nicer with the multi-hit talismans. And the attack also does lunges pretty far as well. But obviously the Mantis Blade is going to be a faster animation because it's not doing a double swing. So if you just don't like to have the longer animations of the regular curve sword, maybe this one could be the one for you. But if you are using a curve sword, in most cases, you're probably not using a heavy attack anyway, unless you want to like stagger some lava attacks at enemy with a weapon skill. But the reason why this is such a big, literally added that exact weapon. The Fox is what the Mantis Blade should have been. A paired curve sword that gets like an insane flurry attack skill. Like even the animation is the exact same thing as what the Cemetery Shades use. So at least we do have the Fox now, but I think the Fox would have been a lot cooler if we just turn into the Mantis Blade instead, and that's some like cool like transform types of attacks too. Number 13, the Gross Messer, which is one of the many examples of why the hell does this weapon even exist when it does basically nothing unique. Now, honestly, it is actually an amazing curve sword. If the Bandit's curve sword never existed, everyone would probably be using this weapon instead. Seems out there. Number 9, the Horned Warrior Sword, which is a new one from the DLC. It's actually a paired curve sword as well, so two handing it will actually let you get power stamping combo. It obviously has great benefits because, as I've always mentioned, this combo is broken. It actually does get the split dexterity and faith-based scaling, but does scale a lot better off the dexterity stats, and also does get pure physical damage as well. So actually going into the faith stats, it actually does boost the physical damage of the weapon, and it actually does get some pretty decent damage. With a pure dexterity build, it actually even outdamages the Falx, and being that this weapon actually gets more scalings, it can just get way more damage than that one. But I'm still not going to value it as much because obviously that one gets delayed, and the skill of this weapon is nowhere near as good, because the skill Horn Pulling actually does serve as a pretty nice AoE attack, does do pure holy damage, can go pretty far, and you also get some nice hype running with it as well. Now being that the AoE actually goes to a further distance and tracks right towards the enemy, means it actually can be very powerful, and that's for a few different reasons. One, it scales primarily on faith, and this weapon gets a descaling in faith. So if you actually want to spec into more skill damage, you're sacrificing weapon damage and vice versa. And also Green weapon doesn't actually get split holy damage, so if you wanted to use some holy types of buffs, you're not going to really benefit as much. But I think the most annoying part about this skill is its stamina cost. This thing consumes so much stamina. Like this thing just drains you so quickly with every single attack that you use. And it becomes frustrating. You can only realistically use this skill once every few seconds. You can't really easily spam it. With a skill like this, you feel like it benefit more if it could be spammed, because the damage isn't really that high. So if this thing actually got like a better fade scaling, probably added some split holy damage, and had a lot less stamina cost, it would definitely be S tier. But as it stands right now, a lower A tier is really all I can put it. Number 9, the Nox Flowing Sword, which is definitely one of the more underappreciated weapons in this game. This thing is actually really good. It is a dexterity curve sword that cannot be infused, does just get pure physical damage, but its weapon skill, Flowing Form, is actually kind of crap. It actually extends the range of the skill by like 3 times the amount, and just like that just throws it out in a very good AoE attack that covers a very wide radius. It does do 22 stand damage, has a relatively quicker animation. It also consumes next to no stamina as well, and it only consumes 9 FP. Like this thing is basically free, and it's going to serve as one of the better crowd control skills in the game too. Like if you're surrounded by a bunch of trash mobs, this thing can just clear them all out very quickly. And even if you're fighting bosses, with this extended range, you can just use it at a distance like a projectile attack, and being that it's not a projectile attack, enemies don't actually input read it. They can just keep sitting at a safe distance and just continuously use the skill over and over again. Now the major downside of this weapon is that it forms just like the shuttles, means that it actually does slightly bypass shields and do a bit more damage around them, but the trade-off is that you have some of the worst range and that you have really bad health. And this weapon does get outdamaged by a lot of the other dexterity-based curve swords, and it also cannot be infused, so it quite literally can be like the lowest damaging one if you do include box. Like If this thing just has a bit more damage and a bit better strength, I'd probably throw it into S2. I think at the very least, it doesn't need to be able to get buffed because it is kind of pure physical damage and it does have a pure dexterity scaling. But honestly, it actually still is an amazing weapon, and if you haven't used it yet, I recommend it for this. Number 7, the Beast Man's Curve Sword. Now, out of all the infusible curve swords, I think this one is the best for two-handing. If you didn't really care about going with a power sensing combo build, but you still like to use a curve sword, the Beast Man's Curve Sword is definitely the best one. This one can be the highest damaging curve sword in the entire game with a strength-based build, and yes, this thing can even top damage by strengthening to its bandage curve sword. And obviously, when you do have a two-handed, you are going to gain 50% more strength. That is another reason why you want to two-hand this weapon over the other ones. The main reason is going to be its jumping attack. So it actually does get a unique jumping light and heavy attack. It actually does result in this maximum of double hits, and going into a jumping attack build can actually be very nice. Obviously, it's not going to perform anywhere near as good as a power sensing jumping attack build, and those things are going to be way more consistent too. Because there are plenty of times when you try to hit with a jumping attack with this thing and just straight up whiff. But the total overall damage is just undeniable. This thing is actually very good. It can stand very quickly, it can stun lock, it's going to proc the multi-hit talismans, and actually proc status specs quickly too. You can edit alongside bleeding fusion and give yourself a very nice build. So although I don't consider this to be anywhere near as good as power sensing curve swords, probably it's going to make for the best two-handed one. Number 6, the Dancing Blade of Rana, another dexterity curve sword. This one being from the DLC. It also is another head curve sword as well. So 200 plus connected with power dancing combo. And obviously the benefit of having a head curve sword over just power dancing curve sword is that you only have to upgrade one weapon, and you're only going to have the weight of that one weapon as well. So it's going to have better synergy with things like the Blue Dancer Charm, and you could potentially get some really high damage. That's probably not going to damage things like Bandits curve swords or Scavenger's curve swords. But the reason why I still value it is because of its unique skill on ending dance. This thing can output with like ridiculous amount of DPS, and it doesn't require any skill at all. You like hold it for one button the entire time, and it just melts enemies. Now the major downside is that this skill is going to be very situational. I guess enemies that give you smaller openings is not going to be that good. You just straight off using the regular power sensing combos. But against enemies that give you longer openings, this is definitely the option to use. You just hold onto the button, and this is going to just destroy their entire health bar. Paired alongside all the multi-hit talismans, Shard of Alexander, and just everything is getting destroyed. Now the main reason why I'm not going to put this one into the S tier is because the Falcons just outclasses it in my opinion. This is another pet carousel that you get in the DLC, but you can just get more damage because the Falcons get better strength scaling. So at these really high levels, where you've already hit the soft cap of dexterity, the Falcons are going to outdamage it. And that weapon also just gets bleed, and the skill is more useful in different situations, not just against enemies with long openings. And although it's an amazing weapon by itself, it's probably still a little bit. Number 5, the Magma Blade, which is a very solid strength and faith-based weapon in this game. And at these really high levels, it's definitely going to damage things like the Bandit Curse with a Faith Infusion. Now, it is a weapon that cannot be infused because it does have a unique skill. In Magma Cowl, it's just a reskin version of Spinning Slash. Basically has the exact same animation. It is a little bit more expensive, but it's still going to stun lock just as well and do basically just as much dance damage. The difference being is that it leaves a massive pool of lava on the ground, and this lava can escape for so much damage and destroy so many enemies in this game. Like if enemies are staying still long enough, they're just going to get melted by this thing, which might make it a little bit more situational. When it's average range, you might consider it to be an A option, but the thing is, since the DLC releasing, we do now have the Talisman of the Dread, which is 15% more damage to magma-based sources, and this skill being one of them. Almost every single time that I'm using curve swords, I'm probably just using Spinning Slash anyway, because it's a nice way to just stagger these larger enemies that otherwise couldn't be staggered with curve swords. So it's the ideal curve sword skill, but just with way more damage instead. Number 4, the Falcons, which is the last of the DLC curve swords I am going to touch on. It is another paired curve sword, so when you two-handed, it does give you the power dancing combos. As I mentioned, the Dancing Blade of Rana, it's not going to get as good as the dexterity scaling, so into a pure dexterity build, it might not perform as well, but it does get a pretty decent strength scaling. So at these really high levels, you could go into a fully build, and this thing could just destroy everything, especially because it does actually get massive bleed on top of this. Now it cannot be infused nor buffed. The power dancing scavengers or bandits, curve sword type builds, which is like jumping attacks, that is going to have way higher DPS. But the fact still gets an S tier purely because of its skill. With the 15 SP, you just like run towards this enemy really quickly, and you can close them without basically an instant. With a skill like this, is just incredibly underrated because there's so many times where you see enemies having to go from at a distance, but you just don't have the time to get there. But a skill like this lets you do that. And you might think that this charge animation might be a bit too long, but it's the option of getting charged. So you have to things use it uncharged and it's lunging a little bit. And the attack does do nice damage and staggers pretty well too. If you're fighting enemies like Knights or Omens, this is going to stun lock them. Especially if you use the follow-up attack, which is the best part about it. That just gives out this whole side-with-swipe warrior attack that just destroys everything. It's going to up really quickly, it's going to stun lock, it's going to help off the multi-hit power spins, and the final swing of its combo is going to be so hard. The unfortunate part is that it might seem like most of the damage does come from this final swing, if you are fighting these larger enemies that don't really give you that water and opening, there's not really much potential to get the entire skill off, but in that instance, you can just use a line attacks and a jumping attack. Because you literally have a 3 power stance curve, but the only thing that stops it from getting higher, but it's not going to be as versatile as like the individual curve swords, because those ones are going to have good synergy with things like spells and whatnot, whereas this one only gets a dexterity scaling, or it's only limited in build synergy, but by itself as a weapon, it's like borderline broken. Especially these scavengers curve swords, which some of the highest DPS, if not the highest DPS in the entire game. Because if you're going through the game like in later new game iterations, being that this thing actually does really high amounts of blade build up, I always get plenty of questions like which is like the best weapons to use like a new game plus weapon. And I think power sensing scavengers curve sword might just be that one. You're gonna go all into arcane and the cult infusion, and you're gonna do high amounts of damage and it stops blade incredibly fast. And against enemies that can be bled out, there's probably nothing in the game that's better than this. The unfortunate parts about the Scavenger's Curse Sword is that you only get one per playthrough. So if you wanted to get a second one, you have to get like a friend to go before you, or go to New Game Plus. And the damage of the Scavenger's Curse Swords are not that good either. Compared to a lot of the other dexterity-based Curse Swords, it's just going to be out-damaged by them. So when you do go up against enemies that cannot be bled out, you're always just better off just going with another option. But the fact that it does just straight up destroy some of the hardest bosses in the entire game is enough reason for this thing to be like a high S tier. Number 2, the Bandit's Curve Sword, which this is an infusible curve sword that this gets the most range and the most damage in almost every single infusion. And as I've been mentioning, if you're going to power stance, this is going to be one of the best options to use alongside the Scavenger's Curve Sword. Now I'm going to prefer this one a little bit more than the Scavenger's, because as I was just mentioning, if you go up against enemies that cannot be bled out, you're going to want a different option. And the Bandit's is just like so reliable throughout every single passive infusion, throughout every single part of the game. I think the versatility is just there. Like the only downside of the Bandit's Curve Sword is that I only think it's an S tier if you have them power stance. By itself, it's very nice, like for S tier potential, but just getting two of them and having them power stance just makes for a very broken build, no matter the infusion. And at number 1, the Wing of Astel. Now, is it going to perform as well as the power sensing jumping attack curve sub build for the Scavengers or the Bandits? Probably not. Those things might just end up outputting higher amounts of DPS, but there are more things to this game than it's outputting high DPS, because the Ring of Estelle just trivializes the entire game in a completely different manner. The weapon itself does actually offer a pretty decent dexterity and intelligence scaling, so you can get some very high amounts of AR. Unfortunately, you only get one per playthrough. If you wanted to power stance them, it's a New Game Plus, but in my opinion, I just think having it two-handed is more than good enough, because of two different things. It's heavy attack and it's weapon skill. Because of these two things right here, the Wing of Estelle probably is the best stance-breaking tool in the entire game. And it's a curve sword. The heavy attack actually is a projectile, and being that it's a heavy attack, it's not going to consume any FP. It actually does do some decent damage. And at point-blank range, this thing can do colossal weapons at the stance damage, which is just ridiculous because it's a curve sword. And since the DLC releasing, we have the two-handed sword talisman. This attack can just get 15% more damage. But the funny part about this weapon is that the skill literally does more stance damage. The skill Nebula for 20 FP is shoots out this wide AoE attack, and this AoE just like explodes a whole bunch of times, stun locks enemies, does amazing damage, and if every single one of these projectiles hit, it could do like upwards of